voila. Okay. This is my truck real quick. BlackSUN, baby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go outside, ground yourself. Not sure if I'm still connected here. The shirt says, guts, no fear, baby. Okay. Okay, trust me. Got something cool to show y'all. So, I'm gonna have to get that cord. Bear with me for a minute. My truck, baby. In between 500. Hola. Cool, it's 8:01. Perfect timing, y'all.
Thank you very much. Well, this is a very special night for us.
It's a very special night for us as well. As I am going to teach you some of the mysteries of the world here. Let's see. Chantel, you know. Good morning, Chantel. Good morning. You know, good night. Good evening. Good now. I actually dealt with this years, I think it was like 2 years ago, with the whole, you know, allowing spirit entities to affect me. And actually, like you said, it was because of family or parents and all that stuff. But you have to not allow anyone to manipulate you. You know, mainly, like a lot of families use the crutch of Christianity or the Bible, religion, because that's why they bring you up with it. They know how to say, oh, Jesus said, honor your family, your mother, or maybe ex-wife, you know, we've been through this together, and we're supposed to be married thick and thin, like, do death do us part, whatever. You know, these are all man-made traps, which you can call them spells, because spells are spellings, which are semantics, or words that have power over people. That's all it is. You can put abracadabra and magic over it, and splice it up any which way you want. Now, there is real magic you manifest within nature. That's nature magic. Any type of witchcraft is something different, which using that same nature magic, which has no conscious leeway. One way or another, meaning the black sun can be used, that virile energy, plasma, cryptic energy, it's invisible. The black sun is the invisible sun mainly, or a black sun, can be tapped into to receive that power. And then when you do things, you know, like I do videos, or if you set a booby trap, or you did something to manipulate by how you word things, you have agendas. Okay, like the voodoo guy may have an agenda to say, hey, you know, this is going to cause this thing to happen. And then, you know, for a temporary amount of time, 6 months or a year, it may have helped. And then now he feels cursed for some manner, reason. And who knows why. Like, it could be the family. That's usually it. I notice family, they wish to control those who are their own, and my family, and really nobody can control me anymore at all. And it's because, like I said, I had that divine awareness, awakening, and connection with the black sun. I really had it. I saw God. I saw that I was God, and the reflection of the magical mirror is, oh, I am that. And Fitzroy can absolutely be that. You can be that. You know, there's no end. That is like a seed that you sow in this. You can call it some sort of a matrix dimension. If you could visualize it, this seed being dropped like a planter into the seed, okay, the soil is whatever you want to make it. So for instance, for you, it may be closing your house, and then maybe consider like if someone refinanced or sold their house, rented it out, or did, you know, the nursery, daycare, however you want to put it. Visualizing that seed dropping into the soil, maybe seeing people change, seeing Fitzroy happy, seeing him change, seeing a brighter future, and knowing that's going to happen. Don't let it up for chance. This is what everybody is doing. Everybody is letting chance control things, and in the end, everybody is looking at each other and saying, what do we do next? Okay, well, you are the creator. You are God on this earth. You're a mini God. You choose what you want that seed to do. You can't have any holds bar either. You need to allow it to be what you want it to be. So that seed drops in, everything becomes blissful. Yes, no end of creativity. You want life perfect. Chantel deserves it. Chantel wants that life perfect. It's nothing to do with egotism or egotistical or self-centeredness or selfishness. Be as selfish as you can, as you please, to the degree that you still are selfless and loving towards others. Don't cause suffering or harm towards animals, the land, other people, children. I mean, if you love children and you rub them the right way, and this is how you treat them. You do them good, and the same with animals in the land. Then, you know, Mother Earth is happy. And in many cases, people even do bad things, and they still get upper hand advantage because of that control. That's dark magic or black magic, and that's not black sun magic. Black sun magic ultimately is a balancer of the limitations of this earth. And what I mean by that is there is a line, Mother Earth, Gaia, Black Sun, Sophia, whatever you want to call the green Aurora Borealis, Queen Aurora out here, that made everything from scarcity, desert, desolation, darkness into abundance. You know, nature, grass, greens, palm trees, abundant, you know, rivers, waters, and all this good organic produce. Okay, well, she created that. We're in her conscious realm, in this matrix. We're as much as the power as she is. We are in her matrix she created. That's how brilliant her mental capacity, intellect is. Okay, this energy is like the wind. We feel it. I connect with it all the time. I can control it. I feel it. I put my arms up and I feel the wind come, and then the sun comes out beating on my face even harder when I connect. When you're connected, you're operating at a higher frequency, allowing magnetic, electrodiphi electric energy, whatever you want to call it. That's literally scientific. You can prove some of these things in this realm exist. And what's so important about that? Well, like we went back to the seed that you dropped into the soil. Now, it's not going to be immediate that Chantel gets all this perfect stuff, but now when you think about it subconsciously, you bow your head in a sense like a prayer. You pray to the Black Sun, yourself, Mother Earth, however you want to look at it, with the hopes of Fitzroy, you know, not controlling him, but allowing him to be free-flowing, allow him to be his best him, to be the best he can be, and allow that seed to be sowed, that you visualize him happy. What would that take to do? Yes, moringa and health and nutrition is one aspect. It's very good, but then there's always mental and emotional traumas and things that not even moringa can necessarily reverse, but it can help, you know, your homeostasis for sure. And like I said, the meat, dairy, and eggs right now is really affecting people emotionally because they're absorbing all that adrenaline and all these things that are in the animals. And again, we both kind of agree on a lot of things, but when you said karma, that's what you kind of said, and I believe in cause and effect, which is the same thing. You know, you drop an apple and the apple's going to bruise. If you keep dropping the apple, it's going to be like throwing the apple against the wall. You know, it's going to be broken up. It's going to be so bruised and mushy, you don't really want to, you can't enjoy it anymore. And in a sense, that's what I feel verbal abuse does. It's like strife. When you're chipping away at the apple with a butter knife, it may not seem like much at first, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually the apple is going to be cut up and no longer enjoyable, you know. Exactly. Welcome everybody. If you just now joined, this is the Black Sun, baby. I'm here and we are live in nature. I may actually go for a little bit of a stroll while you hear this amazing, epic Hyperborean context.
This is like, this is a...
Not sure if I have music in here. I have music that's going to be playing. So that's going to be cool. This album is going to be coming out. It is Luna Maria Volcanic Gypsy, the is Hyperborea. So that's going to be cool. So that's one aspect of it. Okay. So if you guys are ready, let me know. We're going to teach how to manifest things once and for all with the Black Sun, baby. This is stuff that is esoteric. This is esoterically an overstanding that many people don't ever get in life, and this is absolute. So one way or another, this is kind of what you're going to get for total, complete, optimum spiritual enlightenment. Here it goes. And you know, it's perfectly fine to love yourself. That's actually absolutely what you should do. There's no doubt about that. You know, to the degree of not being, I don't know, really, there is no level of, you know, I'm not going to tell you how much you can or cannot love yourself. Love yourself to the full spectrum, limitless, endless, you know. A lot of these books, these man-made philosophies and belief systems are used to cut yourself short with your full capacity of your divine love for yourself, which means and reflects to the divine love you have for others. truth be known, people want to save the world, they want to do all this good stuff, the planet, you know, whatever it is, that really is not the purpose of life. That could be your purpose if you wish to create it. Good luck doing it. Lots of men, women, or whatever have tried for eons, millions of years. The point of this matrix is to be a part of this matrix, sit and ground, and a part of this purgatory, which it is a purgatorial process, meaning sharpening your own self, your spiritual self, to overcome these things that you've created within yourself. You created the tension between your family or loved ones. Now, you were a little kid, and it may be developed like through indoctrination and grooming. Well, see, that can be really difficult. You think about, you know, I was brought up at 6 years old, and maybe even before that, with the Bible in my hand, you know, and then going to that strict school, private preparatory school, being brought up with the belief system, the indoctrination of, you know, hundreds or if not thousands of years of this type of, you know, social engineering into my brain. Well, that's brainwashing me to believe this guy named Jesus. But did I ever meet Jesus? I didn't even question that. But who is this Jesus guy? Had I never been to that school at 6 years old and on up through high school, this college prep, this kid up, I'm spending $1 million investing in them, and it's an investment in this broken system we live in to take your child and say, I'm going to make a monkey out of them, I'm going to make a puppet out of them, I'm going to make them do as I say, maybe become something, and then when I get older, maybe they'll be able to contribute some manner, maybe become famous, become well known, who knows, and then that included will take the you know, charge when you're talking about more of the alpha red personalities, shark-like personalities, foolish to bully. It's just in their blood sometimes, and they may have been taught early on in the, you know, school, park, or jungle gym that when you push people around, that's the way you can get your way, and that may be the only way they know how to communicate. Some people, that is the case, you know. Okay, so that was part 2. We're going to go to 3 here. Post a comment below if you guys at all relate to this. Kind of just taking a joyride. You may know these parts. Yay. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. So we're gonna go to part 3. Yeah, my shirt says gut, and they cross out fear. So no fear, all gut. Next, sweet. Oh yeah. Hopefully nobody's got to turn in this little one straight lane. Let's see if I can do number 3. So I hope this is making sense, and I hope it's okay to say these things that I'm saying, because I don't mean any offense at all. Just know, going back again, full swing, that we are limiting ourselves when we talk about that seed being sown. And keep in mind, all life in this matrix has this Fibonacci sequence, this 3, 6, and 9 spiral. All of it. Grass, when it plucks out into the ground from the soil, it makes a spiraling shape. The seashell, it makes a spiraling shape. Okay? The sunflower and all these other things makes these hexagonal or octagonal shapes with this spiral called, you know, life, the flower of life, that pattern. And in the same sense, your subconscious mind or magical existence does the same thing. You're a part or a molecule of God, a microcosm of this creating force. And when you tap into that and connect with that, you're not going to hear about any of this in a book, by the way. This is esoteric, overstanding, esoteric knowledge, archaic, that yeah, I can research, maybe find some of this stuff, but I have connected with Mother Earth, Gaia, the Black Sun, for hours and looked at the sun, engaged, and said, I get it. I downloaded this information. I became better. My skin is glowing, my eyes, my everything, my health, my homeostasis. I feel high when I go outside and breathe this oxygen. Breathe this air, gaze and look upon the sun, look at it and see the black sun, because when you look at it, it's the sun behind the sun. It's the thing that turns on the light, the flashlight. When the light turns off, it's like an eclipse. It's the same thing. It's not really that important right now because it's just a part or a motor vehicle mechanism of your brain. So it's the same ideology, you know, that in nature you have things that are functioning, you know, whether it's 365 days or the 24 hours and the sun going around. See, but when you let go of these man-made concepts and constructs like time, see, Chronos, Yahweh, that's the god Saturnalia. That's what today is Saturnalia, which is Satan. Secretly, occults and whatever, they worship that. They no longer worship the divine feminine black sun. They've taken that out of the picture. But the people who control the world, just like me, have a connection with the black sun, a relationship with the black sun, which is themselves, which is God. So these are the higher ups. These are the people who in control and power. This is why I'm gaining power right now. I am grounding and I'm becoming more and more powerful each day. Money no longer affects me. Time no longer affects me. I don't need to go to a job. I have no responsibilities other than, like I said, I can sit and gaze at the sun, ground barefoot, and I have no judgment or condemnation against me. No one can stop me. I can go upon and obtain any divine feminine female goddess that I wish to choose. I can crown her as my queen, my princess, make her a lineage in my royal legacy, in my Moringa cryptic kingdom, and you know, that's my reality because I've chosen to make it that. I can sit and I can enjoy life, entertain, you know, within the rivers and nature, which that to me is where I'm at. I feel is all the better purpose of life, and I know you agree with me on that. If you could do it, yeah, right? Like, why don't we just all run away from our job now? Truly, that is the time. See, because when we have servitude, we are always going to be serving someone, and we will always get the bitch end of the deal. We are always going to be serving that individual and then being held to a responsibility, which means you'll always get fucked in the end, no matter what. Because you want to save up your money. See, I got a truck, I got to pay it off. My house, I got to pay it off. I got to pay these bills, utilities. So in the end, no matter what, even when I get it, that truck, that house, whatever, it's going to depreciate. So in the end, it's like game over. Nobody tells you that. The bankers don't tell you about the reoccurring interest rate, the higher amount. You know, I'm paying $13,000 now on interest right now. I already paid this vehicle off a long time, many years ago. $32,000 I paid off. Now I got another $13,000 to go. Well, how is that at all fair? Well, no, that's servitude. You're a slave, okay? You don't get to choose. But now in solidarity, let's see if I can play part 4, Dave. That's the cool park. We'll have to go here sometime. I think this is Douglas Park. Got Columbia College over here if anybody's ever familiar with. So, now, the beautiful thing called solidarity is solitude within self is when you find freedom, peace of mind within yourself, serenity, divine love, peace, blissfulness in nature, because that's the only thing that matters, the only thing that gives life. Aurora Borealis, that green energy, is what makes all life green, the chlorophyll, the electromagnetic healing energy. If you took the Aurora Borealis away, you wouldn't have the black sun's created world here. It's like it's the thing that creates the matrix, turns it on. Okay, like a binary. There's these numbers, these universal numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which I could go into that. That's a whole other topic. But literally carrying so much merit because it is all there is. It's really after that. There's no more complexity other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not. See, and we think that we live in this world where it keeps going. There's outer space, and it just keeps going, and it's endless and all this stuff. Which, you know, in an aspect, no, it's not. There's a dome, and we're kind of encapsulated in this dome that looks like an eye, and in the center of that eye is this retina, this black hole that goes down, and it sucks into the inner earth, which created everything, like out of a black hole spinning all this stuff into existence. So really the outer space that we envision, or we're told about, NASA, is actually an inner space. The outer space is actually going into the inner earth. That's the north. North is actually down, which is up, which goes to the next realm, which is going down becomes up, and that's where the reality is. See, we don't know much about this reality, or at least we're not connected enough to understand it. I overstand this reality. So the things I'm saying you're not familiar with, but you live in a matrix where nothing that is truth may be unveiled or given. Just fell. So this is part 2. I guess we'll start it myself. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. in this dome that looks like an eye, and in the center of that eye is this retina, this black hole that goes down and it sucks into the inner earth, which created everything, like out of a black hole spinning all this stuff into existence. So really the outer space that we envision, or we're told about NASA, is actually an inner space. The outer space is actually going into the inner earth. That's the north. North is actually down, which is up, which goes to the next realm, which is going down becomes up, and that's where the reality is. See, we don't know much about this reality, or at least we're not connected enough to understand it. I overstand this reality. So the things I'm saying you're not familiar with, but you live in a matrix where nothing that is truth may be unveiled or given. So maybe I am right. Maybe I do have the keys, and I have figured out the truth, you see? And I know I have for myself. You don't have to believe me. I don't care if anyone believes me. The matrix reality is I know what I know. I see what I see. I feel what I feel. And I allow what information to come in. I allow it. And you can do that too. Anyone can have the keys to allow it. Just sit back and ground. Allow that energy to come in. Let go of all these things. When I say let go of what? By allowing it, feeling it, visualizing that seed dropping into the ground, your companion, your life, everything blissful, serene, happy, at peace, right? All the good things, you're happy. There's nothing wrong with wanting that or being happy. And a lot of times we can self-sabotage ourselves. And you build that confidence. See, I'm at the point where if I tell myself, just like a spell, nobody can condemn me, no one can judge me, no one can harm me, you can't make fun of me. What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. So, in the sense of facing your fears becomes the greatest tool or thing in this world to overcome. The purgatory, which is to purge Tory, like story. So it's your tail. Tail is Tory. Tory is tail. Like his story, it's his tail. His tail is his story. Okay, so what is purgatory? Well, purg comes from the word purge. So what are we doing here? We're in purgatory. Purgatory. Purgatory is to purge your tail, your personal development in this world. Wow. Now, the beautiful thing called solidarity is solitude within self is when you... So, in purging your Tory, your tail, you are actually sharpening just you right now. We are all going back to that white light source that's shooting into this dome called Earth, whatever you want to look at it, however you want to look at this. When we die, we are going to tap right into that. We're going to be out of our body, into this next dimension, which is right here. You'll just wake up in a non-bodily version of yourself, in a sense. So, like you're light, you're weightless. So it's much more like a dream world sense, and all your pain and suffering will be gone. But the nice thing is, just like any hardware that you install or software that you install, hardware that you put in, you remember what you just went through. So this whole world experience here is a blink of an eye. It's a moment. It's very short. Maybe 50 years, maybe 100 years sometime. Maybe you lost your life at 18 years old. Maybe you were born and you died. You were aborted. However it ends up in this matrix, it actually doesn't even matter at all in the least bit. So that tells you something. None of this life is actually worth anything. It's meaningless, okay? In the full crust of the matter. Okay, when you die, you die. You can't take any of this stuff to the grave. So we're making a very big deal, and the demiurge here in this matrix has made sure that they made a big deal about all these things. That you gotta obtain health insurance, get a, what's it called, a coffin when you die, $10,000 or $100,000, and you need to get inheritance. See, nobody's getting a good end of the deal. Literally, nobody, unless they're tied in to this matrix to be acidic, and they're working up at the very top. You're tied in, working at the top, you're royal elite, whatever, you're going to get a lot of these goodies to you, okay? The goodies that are handed to you only come to those who play their game. That's Saturnalia, that's Chronos, that is the Saturn, Moon, Luna system. Moon is Muni, or Mani, or Mari, which is Mother Money, okay? One eye, Mane, If you look at it, one is right there, and then eye is cut off. One eye is cut off in money because you're cutting your spiritual soul off, and you, instead of chasing money, which cuts off your third eye, your one eye, is what you should be chasing after. That's your spiritual wealth that we talked about before. And it's very real. Once you get to that, people say, oh yeah, sure, Eric, you know, you meditate long enough, you're going to be happy, but you want some money, right? Of course. Money can buy freedom in this world. It'd be like gambling or playing a game. It would feel great, right? To be given $1 million, oh yeah, that would be excellent, right? Well, the thing about it is that that all sounds good, but again, what if you got hit by a car, or you've died physically in this body, so you die, or you get shot and killed, or whatever, you know, obviously you know that none of that matters, right? But we are here in this world, so what are we going to do in the meantime in this world? Well, hopefully you take these experiences and you grow from them, you learn from them, you evolve. Because again, if you don't, you're going to just keep re-evolving through a revolving door of nightmares and constant insanity of doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and getting the same consequence or repercussion. And then it makes that individual look stupid, but we all touch the fire, and hopefully you learn from it. You don't keep touching the flame, touching the flame, touching the flame. But I guess for some people, you know, they do, and they do it their whole life. You know, and it may end up they have to lose their life to finally get it. They may be on their deathbed when they finally get it. See, women are the most patient creatures on the earth, because y'all will sit and wait for your man to figure it out. And even when you know they won't, and some people just live in that state of mediocrity, which is just to choose being mediocre, okay? Living life mediocre, which is very different than living life like every day. What's the last? That's contentment. Being content means you've already hit the peak of blissfulness. We could be living a simple life together, and meditate, and live in an apartment, be semi-poor, be able to pay our bills, whatever, ground, live off the land, consume fresh fruits, veggies, and nuts, and really experience spiritual alignment in this world. So you can choose Garden of Eden. You can choose you create it out here. And other people may say, what are you doing out in the sun? You're gazing and you're barefoot out in the jungle. What are you doing? But you are actually connecting as you should, where you're supposed to be, which will tap you into the next place you're going to go anyway. So it's a head start. It's like you finished the race, you figured the test out, and you answered the questions, and you passed the test. Finally, aha, you passed the test, which was simply, be still and know that you are God.
Hallelujah.
So where I'm getting with all this, kind of wrapping it up, is that when you get to that, you know, that people not understanding this higher frequency information of how things actually work, you'll see why people feel cursed with words and church or religion, religiosity, belief system, dogma, bias. These are all man-made words. Again, if you go back to the visuals of things, and then allow that energy that I'm telling you that you're tapping into, you relate to it, not me. I'm not telling you how to relate to your own godhood, because we're all one, and whatever you experience is probably something I experience, and that is where we're all returning. That is called singularity. So the lesson of life here today, what we need to learn, is solidarity, solitude, oneness, right here, right now. How do you do that? You stay quiet, to yourself, reserved. Don't allow anyone to get under your skin. If you got these bills to pay, oh my God, you got these kids and they're running around, it's hell. But I know it can be complicated, it can be complex, it's simplex. It's the solutions. It's to make it simple. Grab it and connect with Earth. Maybe then you take the kids out and ground and gaze at the sun with you. You take them and teach them how to meditate and sit and ground, and then that would teach them maybe what she's doing is interesting. They will eventually love it. They've proven children who meditate end up with a higher homeostasis, happier, more calm, more relaxed. They reverse pretty much any symptoms of ADHD in these children. They have better attention span, focus, concentration, Okay, so at any age they can learn meditation. Why? Because we are wired to be like this, what God is. God sits still and is God, and that is you. So in a sense, it's like Alice in Wonderland. It's that story, and I got a video on that. If you're interested, let me know, because she talks about rabbits and rabbits that live in houses, and talking, you know, animals and different things that interact with her in this wonder world. In her conscious reality, she sang a song where she wanted those things to happen. Well, she fell asleep, and she fell down the rabbit hole. She followed this rabbit. She thought the rabbit she was following was real. It was, you know, a character of a rabbit, but it was in her subconscious. She fell asleep, or what I call the inner conscious, the unconscious, the sun conscious, the black sun conscious, because it's a magical wonder world. Okay, and that's the same thing with Sophia, the black sun. Okay, so she falls into this world that she created in her conscious. She was singing about, but she was bored in life, and she was yawning, and she fell down into this black hole, subconscious, inner conscious, unconscious state. And when she did that, she only awoken to a spontaneous, random world, which gave her excitement, because she didn't know what was going to happen next. See, so she actually programmed that aspect of it. But the things she talked about began to happen, but she didn't know where the road was going. But it would lead to the things she created in her conscious mind. You see that? And that's just like us. You ever had an event happen where you're going through life and you specifically wanted something to happen, and then down the road it happens, and it's just a subtle thought that you had manifested, that you thought of, and then you just let it go. You never thought it would happen, whatever. And maybe even you have a rendezvous or deja vu, where it's like a deja vu with a memory. You remember being there, but you're not sure how you were there before. Okay, it's like almost like you were asleep, or you dreamed that very conscious moment in reality. You're like, whoa, and it's kind of a mind fuck. It really messes with your head. And see, that's what I'm talking about. And then in some instances, those cases where something happens, you ever had it where something happens and it's like, you know, someone published this, like someone has written this to happen. Everything works out way too perfect. Or you run into this person and that person, and you're thinking, is someone messing with me? Because this is so just sporadic, but worked out for my favor somehow. Because it's like your higher conscious published that as you were going with the flow, and it made every door open and everything move so smoothly. Well, how did that occur? See? Like as if there's a higher conscious you, a godhood, that's keeping the story or the script from you, but that very individual, this God, this writer, this publisher, creator, this archetype, mastermind, genius, is you. It's you. But you just have to tap into that. Stop being distracted by all these things, or being bored with life. When the funnest thing is you align with that higher conscious, and that's the game that your higher self is playing. Your subconscious is doing all this footwork like a bunch of magical elves to make your reality in the conscious exactly what you wanted it to be to begin with. Okay? In the subconscious. So let me kind of say that again. If you want to be happy with your companion, you want your business to work, everything to thrive and be blissful, and you want everything to go your way, you absolutely have to create that. You and I both know that. You have to do the footwork to get across the bridge. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to manifest myself getting on the other side of the bridge. Well, in this conscious realm, that is part of the reality, is you walk across the bridge. Now, the events, the magical things in nature, the aurora borealis, the creator that you are a part of, like an arm to a macrocosm of it. You're like a molecule, just like red blood cells, white blood cells, and the atoms in your body make up you, and make your heart pump, make your blood flow, make all your organs in your body function. You are just as much of that atom that operates and has a functionality and mechanism for God which is the creator, which is all around us, Mother Earth, nature. We are a part of this as like a little tool. Maybe the trees subconsciously created us so that the trees didn't, because they have a vibration and they have life and they have thought. They've proven this. So maybe they manifested us to be little versions of them that popped out of the ground like a carrot with feet and evolved into this human demigod thing that works around building things and doing things or living life by moving. Maybe the tree wanted to have feet so that it could walk around. And that's it. But somewhere along the line, this is where I said, we are gods with amnesia. But not only that, we are beyond gods. And we have gods who have played a nasty trick on other gods, other people playing tricks on other people by creating a monetary system based off of a caste system and a hierarchy caste where there's elites up at the very top who control everything, while you and I are simpletons and slaves at the very bottom build their very kingdom or their empire by which they need us in the first place to actually manufacture and structuralize all of this broken system. See, and it has to be a broken system, and everything in this broken system matrix with artificial intelligence, as demiurge we can call it, of purgatory, your purging story, your purging tale of development, your evolutionary turning from a caterpillar to a butterfly moment. This all has to be a lie. Absolutely 100% of it has to be a lie. The mainstream media, the news, everything you're taught, everything you're told, your education, that lawyers help you do this, your banking has got your best interest at hand, they're committing usury, that your religious preachers actually have your best interest to get you to go to heaven afterlife, not now, when heaven can be right now. Well, seeing you said that, okay, you have dynamics, again, of these gods. When I said waking up, like I said, the heaven is within. It's in this life. It's not this afterlife and all this bullshit. Okay, so what she's doing, and a lot of people have done this in this demiurge, is learned how to take, what we're taught, these tools, and use them to manipulate others, especially people who are weaker, maybe not as intellectual, but really none of that matters, because the only thing that matters is persistence, will. So the willpower to say, okay, this person might be smarter than me, maybe can manipulate me, whatever, but I'm not going to allow it. See, so he should not allow another person, a woman, it could be money, wealth, power, sex, prestige, credibility or reputation, or it could be class and, having some sort of credence to their name or principle, whatever it is for that individual, to why they feel they need to respect that person and allow that person to take control of them. Then, like you said, she's using him in that manner, or if he's using any which manner, and then you're saying the powers are swaying one way or another. Again, I see there's an aspect of that spontaneous nature that when you throw things up in the air, it is the static of wherever that person and the other person's at. So again, if he is acidic and he's supposed to be positive energy, electrical charged power, that's what a man is supposed to be, the sacred masculine energy. The woman, which we need and we're going to be connected with, needs to be grounded. So we need that grounding, that divine feminine, to create that, what they call kundalini or sexual enterprise, of the prize at the end. It's inner, it's the Tor, and then prize. Okay, it's the green light. So he's looking for that green light to go in, to get, which again for us men would be, again, sexually. If I find this girl here and I don't know what to expect, but my goal is to get her to like me or fancy me, whatever, to enjoy my alpha dominant presence, that maybe not to ask her what she wants, but figure out what she wants by being my own self, my masculine, domineering self, and not caring enough about her or the situation, but allowing that energy to take over and go with the flow, which is that nice stimulating sexual energy, which is what creates the attraction, which will create, if you let it go, that divine characteristic of some sort of a connection, right? And that's where I'd say, you know, when you let go, if that's what you want, see, I want her, I go after her, then that's the main thing. I'm the electrical energy, I'm going after her. So if he's going after her, she's the ground. So if he's not strong enough because he doesn't know what he wants, or is not confident in that, okay, or unhealthy, when sometimes men are sick or not feeling good or mentally, you know, static is what I call it. It's in between. That's the neutron or neutral state. Okay, you're either on or off, or you're lit or you're cold. You're on fire. You're cold. You're, you know, no in between or lukewarm. Okay, when you are, this is when bad things happen. You're thrown out. You're spit out. You are not connected with that ground. So naturally, she has to manipulate him because she can't respect him as a dominant alpha, positive, sacred masculine charge that he is supposed to be naturally, okay? And I'm not saying that he's doing something wrong, or there's sexually, mentally, physically inferior in any way at all. It could be a simple little fix as knowing what he wants, figuring out what he wants. If it's this woman, that woman, a lot of what I say is we are over-transcribed in this demiurge matrix of thinking we need just one woman, or it's this objectified relationship, companionship, control, which is like a contract, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, these titles, these words. If you were in a cave or in the jungle, just in nature in general, this world we created, you know, if you didn't have man-made books and contracts and these little licenses called marriage and all this shit like Bible and books and crap, then what would you call you and that man? You see, we're not even going to say his name. That man, that God, okay? This God, this goddess, divine queen, king, whatever, okay? Now, one moment, with this woman, she made me my main woman. I get along with her, I can talk to her, I can tell her my deepest, darkest secrets, we can connect, we can talk for hours, we can make love, we can make meals, we can enjoy one another. And we can do that for many years, almost like a marriage. I don't need to get married to prove that, because that's all just a trap to me anyway, where you end up with alimony and with the kids split up and a bunch of legality issues, which again is distraction and more stressors to help you die, to help kill you, to take away from, to make you feel sick, to not be in your best interest in this purgatory. See, in my purgatory, it's no longer purgatory. I am in the Garden of Eden. I am in heaven, Shambhala. I'm connected with the inner earth, with God, the black sun, the sun above. I'm grounded. Okay, so there are no energies taking over me. I am exactly what I manifest. I am the positive charge. What I want, I go get. I'm confident enough to know that. I'm about to go meet a girl today that I want to take charge, and she's going to show me her kittens and whatever. Then I'm going to do that. No problem, you know, with the world knowing. And I have another girlfriend, and maybe that girlfriend is getting another girl to come along and be a part of my kingdom. Okay? It's the end of part 6. We got part 7. Hold on. I got all these I gotta flip through. Ebola. No one can condemn or judge me for that action. You could say, Eric, but that's not being committed, or that's not right, or you're cheating. That's your words. That's your reality. That has nothing to do with mine. No, you're going to be cursed. You're going to be condemned. Satan's got you. The world's got you deceived. No. You're not going to put your curses, your hexes, your plagues on me. I am God. I make the rules. This is my matrix demiurge. This is my kingdom. I create my reality. Memories and energies from other people, I can tap into that. I choose not to because they're not my memories. They're not mine. Not my energies. I'm not going to choose to take those energies. A lot of people get sucked into anything that people tell you to do. Be wary of it. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm telling you what works, what's the truth, what is just balanced. But I would never say, oh, go ask your ancestors about this and pray and do certain rituals and blood sacrifice, blood over intent, spill blood over it, give them the power. Okay, I've never been, I personally have not had the Black Sun or anything, no energy, no power, be above. Tell me to do any of those interactions. If I did, then I'd let you know. But I have had the Black Sun tell me many certain things that, like, if you want this kingdom, what are you going to do? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Again, I can put the idea out there, the concept, okay? I'm going to have this woman, I want to knock her out, get her pregnant so that my legacy continues. I want a child, so that's what I'm going to do with her. I'm going to naturally have enough love divinely to give her child, our child, go to a better life, live off the garden. Into part 7. A shout out anybody on there. Hey boobs, I love you too. Major love. I don't even know where I'm at. Are we in the agricultural? Okay, I think we're in part 7. There's nobody out. Looks like there was a party at that one place. Whew, you know it. It's not always have power. You need to put your foot down. Write this shit down. You need to collaborate with it. You know, really good ground. Man, I'm the alpha, dominant God, divine, positive entity, masculine God. I am king. I choose. Just like a lion with a lioness. He don't give a crap. He's got 7 lionesses, or he may have 2. He may have one main one that he goes to that he loves the most. He may have 2 that he has the most that he loves. And, you know, to me, that's a hot experience. That's what I want. That's what I enjoy. And I'm the one that calls those shots. So if that's the case, I'm used to that. Some people may say, well, how do you do that? That's crazy. Or do you not get confused? Or is it weird? No, for me, this is my heaven on earth. I'm not going to wait till I'm dead to experience nirvana, Shambhala, heaven, Shamayam. I am here. I'm here now. I can do that with her. I can go back to Tennessee or California, Florida, Belize, or Fiji, and I can go do this other thing over here, okay? I don't take objective ownership over any female, okay? It works on both aspects, but I already know they love me and I love them. We love each other equally, and it's fine. It all works out, so there's nothing wrong. No, nothing wrong because we didn't create there to be anything wrong. See, that's where you can't just let energies have power. You need to put your foot down, write this shit down. You need to collaborate with it. You know, really get grounded. What do you want? Visualize it. How can you get that? Just go do it. It's gonna have an open door. You're gonna be guided if you allow it. Just feel it. Connect with it. You'll feel the ringing in your ears. The hippocampus. That's hyperborea. The 2 sides of your brain. Please just follow that. It's like I'm guiding you down the path. It's a very simple, blissful path. Ebola. Damn, I should probably went to the stadium. That's alright. It's too trafficy. Well, seeing you said that, okay, you have dynamics again of these guys. So I'm kind of going to end here with that allowing it, feeling it. So feel it, even if it's at breeze, just connect with it, stop. Don't rush. Just allow that feeling, that wind to kind of just edge you along, okay? I do this all the time. You'll feel that ringing. That's your connection. That's where you should be. See, this is why they have a clock. This is why they have time. This is why they say you're late. And see, this is why if you wake up early, the early bird gets the worm, because you got time to yourself, to meditate, to be you know, more at ease, to be, you know, more grounded. That's why they say get grounded and things like that. They mean it. Literally, you should be grounded to the earth. We should be barefoot out there. We should be gazing at the sun daily, hours on end. That's actually the only thing we should be doing. Just grounding, gazing at the sun Ra, and then Amun Ra. That's why they bow their head and they say Amen Rahu, or Amen to Jesus, right? So regardless of you know, the belief system, none of that even matters. It's whatever. But where I'm getting at is allowing it, feeling it, knowing it. So again, that's a big one. So knowing, not what Erik says, not what I'm saying is true. Black Sun and all this stuff. Take the Black Sun out, just call it Mother Earth, call it your intentions, call it delight, call it goodness, call it whatever you want to identify. This all works. I'm trying to tell you, this all works. It's all the good in your life. Because we don't want bad in our life, right? So we only want good. So anything that's rewarding you with good is your self-assurance, rewarding yourself with that assurance. So knowing it, I'm saying it's the Black Sun because I know that is the creator. I've seen it. For me, and I call it Ababola. Ababola, Ababola, the Ababubu. Ababubu. When I connect with that, immediately my ears ring. See, I know that. I've created it. I've written that in my story. I am the developer and creator of that. You may call it, her, that divine power something else for your matrix reality, your story. Some may call it Yahweh or Satan or Saturnalia or Hermes or the moon. Okay? Whatever it is. Mother Earth, Gaia, Swiss cheese. I don't care. I mean, I don't personally care. I know my shit. And I know what I write, what I publish, as the publisher, I'm connected with my higher self. So I'm telling my higher self, I'm not even asking. I'm saying, today's going to be a good day. I'm going to give plasma, help someone out today. Maybe I don't want to do anything today, because I don't have to. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to be late. That's where I'm at. No, I don't ever have to. I'm not a slave, so I'm not going to adhere to doing what people are telling me to do. I don't have to, and I will refuse to. I'm going to eat my apple.
Eat that apple. We're almost done, y'all.
Oh, Erik, you gotta pay this bill, that bill on your truck. You can take my truck, you can take my house. It's a bunch of hunk of metal, tangible goods, whatever. Truth be known, I can spend the rest of my life walking in my bare feet to get to Mexico, to Central America, to Jamaica. There's ways I can get there and live off abundance. If I have to do that to get to heaven, I will. Heaven is within. I will be guided either way, every step of the way. I know it. I don't have faith. Get rid of faith. Get rid of hope. Know this. Really, the only thing you need to be doing, this is how simple life is sitting grounded and living off the land, gazing at the sun. That's all you have to do. It's simple.
Sun, baby. Ababola.
So allow that energy to come in. Feel that energy. Know it's real. Call it God, Mother Earth, Gaia, Ishtar, Gaia, Mother Marie, Luna, the Black Sun, Ababola, Ababubu. You may not even call it anything. Be nameless. You just connect with it. Feel it. Whatever it is, you just know. It's got your better interest. It's powerful. It is you, but it's above you. It's your higher conscious self that connects with your sub-unconscious, inner conscious self.
That's a workhorse right there, by the way. That's an industrial workhorse. You see that? That's what that artwork means.
In the inner earth, hollow earth. You may say, Erik, but I know I'm not that strong. I didn't create all this. You did. You just forgot. You are a god with amnesia. And one day when you return, you will wake up to realize all this. Okay? So you say, oh, Erik, maybe. Well, again, you create that reality. I've already seen it happen. I've had things manifest. I know my efficacies are ruled in. They're not ruled out. I'm creating curses, hexes, and plagues, not to harm anyone, cause suffering or pain, but to change this system, because I'm the only person saying anything about it. I'm bringing it to light. I'm surfacing it in this matrix as God to say, we're not doing these things anymore. No, I'm sick of paying taxes, working and slaving for an empire, the royal elite monarchy. We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to move on from that. We're going to evolve. We're going to ascend to a better life, one way or another. Whether you like me or agree with me or not, like I said before, you will see me on the flip side. I will see you on the flip side. Ababola, Hyperborea, Mount Meru, Shambhala, the Aurora Borealis, Sophia. These things are real. They really do exist. I've connected with it. I've seen it. I know it's real. People know it's real. They're hiding the truth, because in this matrix, we cannot know the truth. They will not propagate, advertise, or mainstream line the truth, ever. So you got to look in the darkness of things. Look the other direction. Look what other people have said. You know the truth, but when you hear, like what I'm saying, it sounds so good. It's juicy, like a juicy apple. To your ears, you know what I'm saying. It either sounds so interesting or so intriguing to you, Man, write a story, write a book, write whatever about it. Well, I am. It's called my actual life. Why would I read or live another man's life, such as Jesus or Buddha or Krishna, these messiahs, these saviors, when you are your own God, you are your own messiah, you are your savior? And I did not know that. I lived 25 years not believing that, thinking that was evil or heresy to believe. See, that's how I was brainwashed, to believe in this character, which I've never met, never would have known had I not been told about this character. Well, that is what came in my life, okay, at a very young, early age. I'm very lucky to have left that, and for the past 2 years, I am very grateful and happy that I got out of and awoken out of religiosity, the Bible, the faith in general, to leave that and realize there is a whole other gigantic, grandiose world awaiting all of us. I am blessed, I am favored to know that you are a miracle, you are capable, you are powerful, and you are the best. So why would you settle for a lesser life, for a not as good existence in this reality, and act like, okay, I got 40 more years, I'm just going to slave until Jesus comes back and my Lord's my Savior, and the world's going to go to hell, and the apocalypse is going to save the day, and we'll go to heaven after we die. No. So, wrapping this up now, realizing heaven is within, that Shambhala, it starts within. You connect with it, allow it, you feel it, and again, you know it. So the more you know what I'm telling you is the truth. You know, and sometimes you might have doubt, but really, when you realign and meditate and you get back on track, you say, wait, no, this black sun is real. Mother Earth is real. I can see it. I go out and touch the grass. I gaze at the sun. I feel the soil. Then I'm like, wait, no, I remember. See, and that's why you got to recognize. Never forget. Recognize. Never forget. Recognize. Never forget. So you got to recognize the sun. That's the black sun. The earth. What makes all this green? What makes the sun shine? What created all this? See? And it's not from a man-made storybook with a bunch of letters, titles, words, and symbols. The symbolism in these books is right in front of you. The only truth in this world is the stars, the sun, and the moon. See, and then the book belief says, oh, you worshiping that, that's evil, or heresy, or you're a heretic, you're pagan. See, these are more words to barricade you away from opening your mind, becoming spiritually enlightened at will. Okay, to go outside of the box when your dogma and bias is keeping you in this church box and you're not allowed to leave because it's evil to leave or even go outside of it. But if you have the Holy Spirit and God, this is when I learned, if I have that and I'm praying to Him, I should be able to go outside that box and question what I was taught, question what I believe, and still be able to return to the kingdom, right? Well, wrong. I left and realized all that I was told in that church box was a big lie. It was a holy hoax farce. And see, that's where, when I realized that, woke up to this reality, I thought, I'm very, very lonely for 2 years. And it took about that long to recover and heal from the spiritual loss. And it's kind of like a deficiency. I had to heal or regain the spiritual nutrients to say, wait, I am God. I am stronger than this. I am one with the universe and God. And not in the sense of all this, peace, man, I'm one with nature and God and the universe. That is not even it. It's so much deeper. When you say it, it's symbolically something you experience. It goes a lot deeper than this experience you have with Jesus, which actually is virtually one and the same thing. But the difference is you're giving all the credence and credit to a man that's put in a Bible. It's very meticulous how the Bible was set up because, in a sense, when you understand the faith of the Bible and the belief system, you can take a lot of these things that you can obtain spiritually out here naturally. You're going to be blessed and doing the right things, doing good in the right path, the meek shall inherit the earth, all these good things, not harming, not causing any problems. When you create that setup in your mind, in your kingdom, you then tell yourself you're going to be blessed and you're going to have the keys to the kingdom of heaven and you're going to heaven one day. You're going to feel really good and hopeful and blissful with these thoughts, but it's a very mediocre and standard basic lifestyle. It can go a lot more deeper. That's why I am actually debunking and dismantling all of that religion, I'm abolishing it and saying, not to follow me. I'm not a guru. I'm not a teacher. I'm not wanting a following in the least bit. Not a cult. None of it. Actually, the opposite. I'm telling you to go out on your own. Don't follow me. Gaze at the sun. Barefoot ground. Do this long enough. Consume fruits, veggies, and nuts. Organic. Water fast occasionally. Okay? These are physical conscious things you can do to do what? To abstain from the distractions made of the world to keep you in the conscious state. See, this conscious state, overly conscious state of mind is, I gotta go to work. I'm gonna be late. I'm late for a very important date. Me, oh my, oh me. I'm late. For what? What are you late for? This life, there is no time. You don't need to pay the bills. There is no such thing as taxes. There are no such thing as laws. Actually, completely. You can abolish that. I'm not harming anyone. Nobody. If there weren't no laws, or if there wasn't a place to say, hey, you got freedom, rights, and liberties, well, it sounds like to me you're trying to take them away, because if you have to mention that to a free man, then you're probably trying to take my freedoms, rights, and liberties away. The day I was born and breathed air was the first day I had freedom, rights, and liberties. I have my own freedom, rights, and liberties. This is my land. That's my ocean. That's my skies. These are my waters. This is my nature. You may build a house and something inside of nature and say, this is my house. I got a title. I've got a loan. I've got a mortgage. This is mine. You got to pay for this. You got to use money to buy this. Well, that is your own delusional state of reality. Just because you built a box on Mother Earth doesn't mean that it is yours. Nothing is yours, just like this land and this thing and these people. So when you... No. Not right now.
Okay, so
I'll leave a link to this piano piece. It is NUBURI, BlackSUN, and it's Hyperborea. So that's coming up next. Thank you all for watching. This is part 1, or part 2. It's part 1 series, so check that out as well. If you have any questions, go ground and figure